Kelsey, you have 1 minute to present your dishes.
This panel has a lot at stake.
I just don't like the idea of a shitload of food on a plate.
Are you happy with the color?
No.
Alex, you fucked up.
So what color would you say this is?
Well done. Roasted shit.
As always, things show up on the plate.
My tuna. I'm just disappointed with the quality.
You can't hide from these.
God damn it. Please tell me I can compose a menu and I'm not half retarded.
Good luck.
This is your time to shine, you're gonna be just fine. It's your time and look how far you come, open your eyes. This is your time tonight, it turned out alright. You don't have to fight tonight. Look how far you come, open your eyes. Look how far you come, open your eyes.
Previously on Chef School.
I don't need some smart-ass chef coming in and telling me that I can't cook.
Stop screwing around. Stop fucking around.
Like, I drank a whole bottle of wine while I was changing it.
I have 39 reservations for today.
Stop being the fucking clown of the class.
Who is Dave? He's crazy.
Make sure you brush those off. There's a lot of mud on that shit.
So I'm gonna give you an 81 for a mark.
You're shitting me.
That's total bullshit. Everything's just going so wrong.
No one gives a shit anymore.
I just want to get this year over with. I'm so sick of this place.
When I started this year, I knew that the cooking would be pretty intense. I just didn't realize how intense the rest of things would be. How much drama there'd be, how many problems there'd be, how much garbage I'd have to deal with.
There are things that are going wrong.
The school's just irritating.
I do think there's some politics going on with the school.
The lab marks are inconsistent.
It's a really fickle place that way.
Everyone knows this. It's the talk of the school.
What you have to understand is the school has always been a hornet's nest of gossip, 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 gossip.
It's like Dave Lingard can have a lab like he did and get 81.
What the fuck's it based on? Why don't you just put some marks on a wall and throw a dart at it and see where it hits?
And then there's Alex.
I don't know.
Like, you can't trust him to even show up sober.
What I have always done is I have tried to filter this gossip.
He shows up drunk to a lab and nobody does anything.
And I just usually let it sort itself out.
We pay good money to be at this school. And by letting Alex get away with this shit, which they are impeding on our education and on our chance to prove what we can actually do.
What happened that day was that Alex showed up at the restaurant to speak to me in the afternoon. And at that point, he certainly didn't look drunk.
Really?
That's bullshit, and we should not have to deal with that.
Sometimes you just ask yourself, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why do I put myself through this?
Kelsey's 19, and sometimes she acts 19 and sometimes she doesn't.
Like, I never cry, and lately it's just been all the time.
Kelsey's been the biggest surprise of the year. Last year, I dismissed Kelsey as a boy-crazy teenage girl.
I will admit, like, sometimes I can't take her seriously.
She's matured a lot, but she's still really young.
Her main weakness is her age.
Like,
it's unfortunate because she can't change it.
You know, I work so hard, and it's like, what do I need to be doing that I'm obviously not doing to be taken seriously?
What's up, Kelsey?
Word up, neighbor.
Ready for this?
Ready as I guess I'll get. I know, like, Ben and Richard for sure have what it takes. Joyce does.
She is having a lot of self-doubt, and I don't want her to because she can cook.
I don't know if I have what it takes.
Good morning, students. How are you?
So far this year, we've been serving menus that have been put together by the school.
So, students, I'd like to welcome you to the first of the panel days for this year.
Now we've got a panel where the student chefs are actually putting together their own menus based on a bistro repertoire.
The 3 student chefs will be Alex, Kelsey, and Richard.
Going into panel, like, no one knows who they're working with.
As long as I don't work with Alex, I'm fine.
Working with Richard today.
I'm so worried about competing against Richard because he's so good.
Your 2 teammates will be Tim and Andrew.
Richard needs to win because he thinks he deserves it.
Nice.
I just have to hope that he's not on his A game.
And Alex.
Alex needs to win this really badly because I think he feels like a failure.
Working with you today, trying to give you as much help as possible.
I wouldn't want to wish to have to work with Alex on my worst enemy.
If someone doesn't want to work with me, that's fine. I made an idiot of myself.
Your teammates will be Ben and David.
I can deal with that.
Oh, fuck.
And Kelsey.
I don't really have any preference as to who I work with,
Your two teammates will be Joyce and Matt.
just as long as they're willing to listen to someone who's, you know, younger than them.
This panel is hopefully going to put some people in their place.
Let's do this.
I hear that the panel judge is one Mr. David Lee.
And as you know from last year's experience, Chef Lee, he does not appreciate any playing around, any bullshit generally.
That guy's a jackass, you know? I met him last year and I just wanted to slap him.
He's like man's man.
And the next person on the panel is Jeff O'Connor, Chef Lee's sous chef.
Do you think David Lee would get mad if I have earrings and shit in?
No. Why? Kelsey and I have talked about this. Like, we know that we're good cooks.
I'm gonna take it off.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know, man.
it's a matter of being taken seriously.
And we feel that if we don't win, it's gonna be partly because of these. So maybe we should wear mustaches or something.
Just get a fucking Sharpie and just maybe a bit of a beard. You know? I'm just as manly as you.
Thank you, David, for coming.
Thank you for having us.
This panel has a lot at stake.
We're excited to be back.
The student chefs are actually deciding the appetizers, the main courses, the desserts.
So, Alex, what have you chosen to make for us today?
We're starting off with a tortellini stuffed with prosciutto.
They're the ones putting together this menu.
Today I chose the tuna carpaccio.
It's going to tell us a lot about who they are,
I've chosen to start with Jerusalem artichoke soup.
depending on what they choose.
I know that you guys have explored the concept of bistro until it's been beaten to a bloody pulp. So it'll be interesting to see who really understands it.
The food I make, it should sort of be a representation of how I am, my personality.
Everybody has their own philosophies,
So, you know, it's bright, it's colorful, it's kind of spunky.
and you have to question yourself, you know, why. Today my menu is a traditional Italian menu. My second course will be a seared duck breast.
I chose the duck breast as well, which will be pan-fried and then roasted. And it's served with braised cabbage. And I'm doing sort of a cranberry sauce for it.
I'm serving the duck breast on a bed of braised cabbage with a pomme de terre gratin. David Lee works at Splendido, right? So it's an Italian restaurant.
What? No, it's not.
Is it not? Splendido. It's not a French name. You're fucking with me, right?
I as well chose the duck breast.
Richard is a very accomplished cook, and he has a lot of heart about it also.
With me, I'm going for the wow factor in every fucking dish I make.
But, like, let's face it, Richard has an ego. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't.
My vision has never been more clear.
I'm finishing off with the lemon tart with orange sorbet.
I as well did the lemon tart.
And finally, the apple charlotte with wine sabayon.
Good. I'm looking forward to tasting all your dishes.
When constructing a menu, it has to make sense as a whole. So it'll be interesting to see who gets it and who doesn't. As always, things show up on the plate, so you can't hide.
All right, go team.
All right, the three student chefs today have three very different approaches to how they cook.
So you heard my menu, right?
Alex is...
Instead of tortelloni, I'm doing tortellini.
Well, he's Alex.
I know you make a panel-winning gratin.
It'll be really interesting to see how Alex's team performs after Alex was so drunk during Dave's lunch lab.
How much do you think I really care about making that food the best that it can be?
Did you do a game plan for today? No. I understand it's very important to have a game plan, but I'm not worried about time at the moment.
No?
No.
I pretty much discount them as competition.
Time will catch up to you, though. I know, Alex.
So this is our schedule here. If you could start chopping the veg for the soup and get that going.
Kelsey has learned so much since first year.
My menu starts off with a puree palestine, which is a Jerusalem artichoke soup. It needs to be 100% flavor, like bang.
What does bistro mean to you?
She knows what she's good at,
Food that'll feed your soul, you know.
but she still lets the food tell her what to do.
What's in my mind cooking for David Lee is I'm trying to do the best that I can, you know, with what I have.
Richard's missing a lot. He doesn't show up for class.
He's in a difficult situation because he needs to take care of his kids back in London.
He's missed a lot of his classes, theory classes, over the last couple of weeks.
As an addict, you struggle. You struggle alone. It's very hard for me to get used to this group thing, you know?
The more experience that you get in the kitchen, the stronger you become with your decision making.
You know, sometimes I feel so alone in a room full of people.
That's gonna take time. Basically.
Yeah, like I've been doing this for a year now, so yeah.
No, you're doing good.
Thank you. I still know that I have to be here, regardless.
Delicious.
It is quite tasty. I think we have a really good shot at winning this.
Pretty and golden.
Kelsey cooks from the heart.
I'm excited.
You know, I really want it to taste more and more. That
Like, I feel like Matt and I do also.
it's very important that they develop their palate.
Is there a spoon?
There you go. The taste.
And when you have like that much heart, like you can't really go wrong.
Holy fuck, yes, in there.
It's rust.
Alex,
At the very least, this should have been wiped with a paper towel and some oil.
you fucked up.
It's not as though this is something that was hard to see, because I spotted it from about 10 feet away.
Come fix it.
Alex, do you take a look in your pan before you introduce the duck breast to it?
That looks fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. What do you think that is?
Rust.
Yeah.
Using a rusty cast iron pan to cook your meat, like, that's unacceptable.
I'm gonna be eating this, huh? The chef's gonna be eating this. Yeah. That's incomprehensible, quite frankly.
Fuck yeah.
In the kitchen, you're always fighting against the clock. It's a battle that you fight with every day.
Student chefs, I want each group to be finished in 30 minutes.
Alex, do you have your tart in the oven yet? Not yet, no?
Alex, at the beginning, I think he thought he had a lot more time than he did.
Alex, so your put-up time is 4 o'clock. Fuck.
And he seems to kind of be flying by the seat of his pants.
I know, I would have been shitting myself.
Can I slide you down? Yeah. Setting up.
Richard seems to be, he's certainly very calm. He seems to be on top of things.
What gives me an edge right now? I just kind of got a mental awareness, really.
I'd be so mad if Richard won today.
I'll just be like, oh, Richard wins again. Awesome.
That's what everyone expects.
Kelsey looks flustered.
She's scared, you know?
Kelsey at first seemed very confident, but she's scrambling right now.
I mean, trying to get my shit together and sort of prove something isn't easy.
I think it's going to be a push for her to get finished in time. The confidence that I saw at the beginning of the class has evaporated. She's feeling the heat.
Chef, should I season them now?
Alex has not been concrete enough in establishing guidelines for his cooks to work with. We'll see what happens.
Dave's glazing cabbage and hasn't tasted it. They have to fucking taste.
Well, we gotta start some sort of sauce here.
No, that sauce is fine.
If I catch one of my guys in the kitchen, they're cooking, they don't taste it, that's it, it's over.
Okay, Alex, I need you to put up in 1 minute.
Can you get the duck breast right now?
Oh, that's way too much, dude.
Think so?
Yeah, do like a third of that. A third of that.
I wanted to show that I do know something.
I don't know, man. Looking at his food, I'm wondering.
Well, today, chefs, I present to you my 3-course menu.
I don't think Alex is giving this his all. I think if he was, he would be amazing. He would be amazing.
There's a lot of things I could have done better, so. I thought the tortellinis were very, very big.
You know, with the butter sauce as well, it's very rich. And then you're going into potatoes with cream, you had bacon in the cabbage, you know, fatty duck breast, etc.
Okay, I thought that was gonna go over a lot better.
And I would have gone with something lighter on the app.
It's a blow to the ego. So who was responsible for cooking the duck breast? I don't even want to talk about the duck.
That'd be me.
It got fucking fried. And are you happy with the color?
No.
No? So what color would you say this is?
Well done, roasted shit.
And then the orange top. I didn't know it was orange top. I just gotta clear my head up and fucking stop being an idiot. Which is hard to do.
And the crust on the bottom is soft. That's not good.
Fuck.
Hey, Kelsey. You have 1 minute to present your dishes.
I was not thinking our chances were very good.
Don't smudge it at all.
Are you ready to present?
Yes. Please tell me I can, God damn it, you know, compose a menu and I'm not half retarded.
Boom, boom. Ready? Wait, Kels. Right, so to begin, we have puree Palestine, Jerusalem artichoke soup, and it's garnished with beet juice, parsnip chips, and chives. And then we've duck breast with cranberry sauce and braised cabbage with chestnuts. And finally, an apple charlotte with wine sabayon for dessert.
It is terrifying watching them try your food. It's tense and it feels like it's been an hour from one dish to the next, you know? You cannot read them worth a damn.
Is there anything that you would have changed in your dishes? No?
So you just pray to God that they like it and that you sort of impress them in some way.
I think one of the first things I like to say about Kelsey's menu is I like your presentation.
Certainly your plating was quintessential bistro.
Right. One thing I love about Kelsey is that she's very open and very honest.
Kelsey knows her food almost as well as, you know, some of the guys that have been in kitchens forever, like me and Alex and Matt.
So, starting off with the Jerusalem artichoke, he doesn't hit you and say Jerusalem artichoke, okay?
Shit.
Just in terms of the garnishes, the beet added color, but that was the only reason that it was there.
My app sucked, so now what?
Moving on to the duck plate, the theme is bistro. And it was just so simple, it was so bistro, you know, and well done.
But I think your cranberry relish is too strong.
Okay, that's two things now.
I really loved this one. I think this one was very good.
I think just a little, if you had cooked the apples a bit longer, then it would have been a bit more voluptuous.
I was like, oh, okay, so there's one thing wrong with each dish. You know, nothing in it was perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Richard is about to plate, and I'm just hoping that he fucks something up.
Here we have a tuna carpaccio with a watercress salad.
I think my menu looks very sound.
The duck breast with potato gratin and braised cabbage.
Complete.
And a lemon tart with orange sorbet.
Happy with it. My idea with the tuna was to treat it like an amuse. You know, 1 or 2 bites of something just to get your palate going.
Portion size was, if you were gonna serve this for a bistro, they would eat you alive. It's way too small, okay?
I just don't like the idea of a shitload of food on a plate.
First thing I want to comment on is if you're serving a fish in its raw form, it's got to be spot on.
Well, my tuna, I'm just disappointed with the quality.
No amount of seasoning or anything can mask mid-quality product.
But that's what I had.
I think you did a very good job of cooking the duck meat.
It was presented very well.
It looks very elegant.
This worked very well.
I was ecstatic with it. I loved it. It's great duck.
I think of the 3 groups, certainly come service time, you seem to be the most organized.
You guys were extremely calm, extremely confident. You were very, very good there.
Kelsey's pretty discouraged at this point.
There's this moment of silence right now in the kitchen. Baxter's gonna cut into the tart. All you hear is the sound of that fork hitting the plate through the crust. And I knew that was a great crust.
Good.
I'm like, ugh.
I'm just afraid of not doing well enough.
It's pretty incredible that we spent 5 hours with you guys during your first year. And for me, there was a noticeable change and evolution and maturation. I just want to thank you all.
Once the judges go off to do their thing, we're just like, good show, guys.
The day went really well.
We work well as a team, blah, blah, blah.
I'm happy. I'm really happy with what I put up and everything, so.
All that second place bullshit.
It's good.
You either win or you don't win.
Guys, I'm just, you know, I'm blown away.
It's like there's a set amount of people who are, you know, really good.
For myself, okay? I know I have what it takes.
And then there's people who have issues.
You know, it takes me a few times, or a few mistakes to learn sometimes. And I like to learn the hard way, so.
And then there's just average. Like, what's average gonna get you in life? It's not gonna get you anywhere.
But you know, there's gonna be one winner today, okay? And it's Kelsey.
Finally, just
feels like finally, you know, maybe I am supposed to be here. And maybe I am good enough.
All her dishes were seasonal, very seasonal. And also, it's local.
But tomorrow morning, I'll be able to walk, you know, into school with confidence and say, you know what, I am as good as you guys. I can do what you guys can do too.
I think the most important thing for you is the fact that you kept your head. Because, you know, there was some moments where it kind of got a little bit rocky, and you managed to just sort of to not lose your cool.
Excuse me.
It's fine. I think I'm gonna.
I needed that. I really did.
Next time on Chef School.
It's my lab this week.
Some people here recognize that we've got paying customers out there.
Like, it's like amateurish.
Some people still feel that, you know what, we're in school.
Our labs haven't been going well.
As soon as service hits, we fall apart.
We don't know where Richard is at the moment.
Richard's a close friend, and yet he's screwing us.
It's gone AWOL.
We're caught in the fucking middle.
Ben is really gonna have his hands full.
There's